Good night to you all. I'm Zion the Lion for Channel Z, and I'm sure by now all of you have seen just the insane pictures that have transpired throughout the news media and social media of former President Donald Trump apparently being grazed by a bullet in his ear at his rally in Pennsylvania. The incident happening in Butler, Pennsylvania, that is outside the Pittsburgh area. According to a local prosecutor, the suspected gunman and at least one attendee are dead following the shooting at the Trump rally there. The Secret Service says today that the former president is safe. Again, Butler County, Pennsylvania District Attorney Richard Goldinger said in a phone interview that the suspected gunman is dead in this case and that an attendee at the rally, has been killed as well. Take a look at these pictures of what transpired this Saturday afternoon.
Going to play for you now the video.
If you want to really
see Trump on stage talking to his supporters. We hear a pop. He grabs his ear and ducks. Secret Service says get down. They get onto the president. They shield him. Other Secret Service agents rush onto the stage. More pops rang out. Woman screams in the background. Then they lift him up. We hear the shooter is down. Other Secret Service agents rush the stage with guns. News photographers back up from the stage. Secret Service is told the scene is clear. They raise the former president up. He's looking disheveled, collar open, hair scattered. They form a wall around him. But the president is requesting to get his shoe. He puts up his fist defiantly, mouths what appears to be fight towards the crowd. Very defiant, very strong stance. You can see blood coming from his ear. And then Secret Service takes him off stage. Dramatic pictures coming out of Butler, Pennsylvania, right outside of Pittsburgh.
We should also note that President Biden spoke out on this event condemning the violence. Take a listen.
I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
Now, there is still so much that we do not know. We do not know the identity of the shooter. That has not been released. We do not know the exact motive of the shooter, although it's somewhat obvious in this case. And we also do not know how the shooter was able to get within close enough range of a secure event for a former president of the United States who is running for president of the United States. We also have to talk about the current political implications of this. The Republican National Convention is this coming week, where President Trump is expected to be named the presumptive nominee, or the nominee rather, for the Republicans for the 2024 election in November. This may be a rallying event in which Republicans circle around the president to condemn the violence. We also have to note that this shooting comes just weeks after President Trump, as some analysts would say, beat President Biden in a debate in which Biden flubbed his words and appeared confused and stammered, and people were basically almost pushing President Biden to drop out of the race. The question now becomes, what happens to those kinds of conversations in the wake of this attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump at his rally this Saturday afternoon? We also have to add some historic implications to this. This is not the first time that there was an attempted assassination of a presidential candidate. Going back to 1972, there was George Wallace. He was at a campaign event when he was shot The incident left him in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. A highly controversial candidate, George Wallace. We also have to go back to the year 1981. Former President Ronald Reagan was shot by a man with mental issues. Apparently that man did it in an attempt to impress actress Jodie Foster. President Reagan sustained some injuries to his lung, but he did come out alive. Also at an older age, President Reagan. His press secretary, however, was hit in the head and had to deal with complications from those injuries for the rest of his life. So much history going behind this event on this Saturday. But again, just to recap what has happened, former President Donald Trump is fine, according to the Secret Service, after an attempted assassination at his rally in Pennsylvania. At least one spectator has been killed in this incident, and the shooter has been killed in this incident. The shooter's identity has not been released to the news media yet. I'm Zion the Lion for Channel Z.